So that wasn't too bad. Actually, that was pretty easy. And I'm gonna mention, because of my I'll say completely negative experience with first gen pistons. I still my cold. That the second gen or the latest gen pistons work much better and much neater in the back underneath. Like it was just a dream. But yeah, so the new pistons work better in this thing than the old ones. Not a shock. That's why they changed it. So I'm going to keep this guy together, the 8851 new style. I'll show you how this thing works. So you pump it. I'm going to put everything in neutral. So this thing has three things. The bucket goes out, and then of course this thing goes up, down. I'll put it up, and then this thing goes down and back up. As I was thinking about putting an air thing in here, like the blue air container, but I said it doesn't need it. I found building this with the new style, again, as you can see. So there's off of the switches, the pneumatic switches, 2 wires go to the cylinders, one for out and one for back in. And I did use some newer pieces. I used the 1x2 Technic bricks with the 2 holes, because that's just a lot easier. And I just find this thing quite odd that I think you're supposed to tighten these things up so they don't turn like that. You're supposed to lock them together. The threaded 10L axle, I haven't yet, but still, I can't complain about this guy at all though. I like him, and it works a lot smoother, a lot better. I didn't bother cutting my pneumatic tubes because I happen to have lots of pneumatic tubes. Let me just close that. I happen to have lots of pneumatic tubes, but I said there's no use because I might take this apart. And this is all the new pneumatic tubes. It's not the original light gray and black. This is the light gray and dark gray. And I used the blue for the air. You can see the air blue way in the bottom there. So, yeah, I know that they came out with other excavators after this with the new style, pneumatic cylinders, and made them all fancy and blah, blah, blah. I like those two. I happen to have the backhoe right there. 2 copies, actually, of the backhoe somewhere, which works fantastically well, by the way. But having an 8851 built, never having this set before, I'll put it over here with the helicopter. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 sets built out of the slot. Now it's going to get slim pickings. Again, I could figure out what the red wheel wells are for. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doors. Because I do have some firefighters in the minifigs, and some blue wheel wells. That's another one right over there. I did find this piece, the 2x4 brick, with a perfect hole in the middle of one. I have little to no idea. An old style logo on the studs. I was planning on looking that up. I'm not going to. I might spend some effort doing that tomorrow. And a very, very, very old slope, and you can see it's got the old logo on it. So there's that. I think the rest of the stuff can be rolled into the collection. I still may, but you can see in here, these are the cool pieces and the basic brickers on the bag. I'd have to get all the 2x2 round bricks, either in black and white, to build the rocket itself. So there's no point. There's no point in building the classic space light gray 2-digit number, or sorry, 3-digit number rocket launcher. I'd have to get so many pieces from my collection to do that. And these guys, I already got that guy built there. So it's like, I could figure out, because they got the shovel and you got this guy, and you got this guy, right? So I could try to figure out with the blue. That's probably the small little tractor that came out. But I don't have the 1x2 brick that holds that in here. So again, I'd have to go looking for that out of my collection. Yes, I'm talking myself out of building more sets out of this. Nine build seems to be nice. Now, one thing I did do a quick bit, sorry, I can't even speak, a quick bit of research on, because again, you have these 1x2 windows. Not too many sets actually had 4 of them in it. And then the 1x2x1 windows. I always love those. So I was going to go really old school, because I think what some of these pieces are from is a really old, probably mid-60s or before set, but to have those windows. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to roll these pieces in my collection. I'm going to put the really cool windows in there. Again, I'm not bothering with the forklift, because that requires a larger cylinder, and they didn't build the, from my collection, I don't have any larger cylinders, pneumatic cylinders in my collection. What else was there? Oh, big figs. Look at them all. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 big figs in this collection. Now, I do know that in the early to mid 70s, when you bought a basic set, some of them did come with the big figs, and there's a lot of basic pieces, a lot of 2x4s, 2x3s, 2x2s, 1x1 to 1x8 bricks, just standard bricks. So I know that there are sometimes what we call universal after, but just basically the 2, 4, 6, 8 building sets that we got from Samsonite in the 70s. And we all got one for Christmas or birthdays. Terry got, I have a picture of her holding set number 6. I can't remember if set number 6 came with big figs, but I remember getting big figs every time we got a Christmas, because we got one of those big sets that came with the 10x20 green base plate and the trees and a lot of basic brick and tires and stuff like that. There was no instructions. It was just a basic set that you got a bunch of pieces with, and roof slopes. So having big figs, more big figs, sure. You know, I have a whole bin of them, because I did that video one time, and I'll put these in there. There's nothing special about these big figs. There's the cowboy hat's not in here. It has just the one blue hat, the dad's hat in there. Granny's in here. But other than that, they'll be rolled into the collection. I did have that one gray, actually I don't know where it is right now. That's probably with the minifigs. I had the one gray air tag, which means, sorry, my nose is running. I still have my cold. I didn't bring any Kleenexes down here. Excuse me for a sec. I had that one gray air tag. Again, I think it came with a rocket launcher. That's what I think it came with. Because again, rocket launcher is this, rocket launcher is these guys, and this guy. You know, 5 of those. Other than that, this guy, this guy possibly. You know, and that's it, right? I'd have to grab all the rest of the pieces, except for the, well, my nose really started running. I still have my cold. Let's see. I'll show you if I can find it easily. Oh, that's some light blade. Yeah, there was light blade in this, because it has some really new pieces too. There we go. This is the extent of the light gray pieces that I still have left over, and I'm sure some of that goes with the forklift, possibly, and some of it goes with the rocket launcher. So this is it. 4 1x2 bricks, a 2x8, a 4x8, a couple 2x4s, plates, 4, 5, 6, 2x3s, like there, a 2x2, more 2x3s, bunch of 1x8s, and the rest are 1x2s and a 1x1. So that's it, and remarkably good. Can't complain about them because again, they're really good, non-colored, non-faded, non-yellowed, light gray pieces overall. Then the 4x8's a little worn, but again, nine sets, of which I didn't own 2 of them. Also awesome. And all these pieces left over, awesome. I did have the stack of tires, but I think that's 4 of them are for the forklift. I don't think the forklift has 6, and I can pull out the instructions. It's around here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, so the forklift only came with 4 tires, so that's still 2 tires and a gray hub left over. So I don't know how much more effort I'm going to put into this lot. It's been a fantastic lot to play with. Yeah, so there's only 4. It was a worthy lot. It got me some nice videos that you can watch with me. I hope this is the kind of lot I like, because it wasn't huge, it wasn't tiny, and the pieces were awesome. To me, that's the final analysis of a good lot. I do recall, I think it was a year ago, I picked up a lot that I was really excited about until I figured out how dirty the pieces were, and I really had to even take a toothbrush to some of them to clean them off. Because they were out in a shed, whereas experiencing hot and cold and winter and summer and blah, blah, for many, many years. The pieces, when cleaned, were mint, but it took a lot of work to make them clean again. That was a worthy lot too, but that was a lot of effort. This one is hardly any effort. I throw them in the sink, swish them around a little bit, and drain it, and then let them dry. And the pieces were this good. So I'm going to keep on looking for lots like this. And then I'm going to make videos. Let's see what else. So let's see. I mean, these are the minifigs that are left, and most of them are town. So this is a torso, a couple firefighters, stickered firefighters. Where's the other one? Because I know there was 2. That's odd. I could have sworn there was 2 that I found earlier. But stickered torso, and then there's the fire hat here on this guy. So that's always cool. Oh yeah, and there's the gray air tanks. These 2 would be newer. Of course, some are missing arms and stuff. There was newer sets in here. Oh, there's the other one. There's the other torso. So there's the 2 sticker torsos for the fires. And that's what I think all the red things here are for. And sorry, just to go back to the big figs, even the pieces, the arm pieces, none of them are broken, because these things, these little hingy pieces for the arms always seem to break if you don't treat them very, very, very nicely. I may look at the firefighter because I got the 2 people here along with the fire hats, and see what happens. There's 2 fire hats, or 3 fire hats. So I guess there's 3 firefighters here. The great guy can go there. Even this plus the ambulance, I don't know what that was from. I think it was in a few sets, and obviously that's firefighter. But I don't know if this firefighter sticker is supposed to be in a 1x2 blue brick. Yeah, I'm just rambling on right now. Filling time until I go to bed. Yeah, what's this? Oh, this guy's dirty. That's kind of sad. So it is what it is. Anyway, in the end, a worthy lot. I think we're gonna call it a day. I will surprise myself if I build something else out of it. All my computers are shut down, so I'm not even going to have Google Foo to figure out what's going on here. But I think, yeah, just to make it easy for everybody, I'm just going to roll this stuff into my collection and be done with it. So, there's good spare parts. Yeah, that's it. The red that's left over, yellow that's left over, some good Technic in there. The white that's left over, not too much white, so that's good. the clear and other trans colors and other colors that are not old style. Blue brick that's left over, not a lot. This is black and tires. Actually, there's a lot there. And this is the Technic pieces. I put them all in here. That's left over. Light blade, which I couldn't care about, left over. And one 10 by 20 base plate and half a motorcycle. So, which I didn't bother fixing because I don't care. I can't remember what the rest of it is now. And of course, the 3 broken train bogies over here that I don't even know what I'm going to do with yet. Still, for the price I paid for it, I cannot complain at all. And what I got to build out of it, I cannot complain at all. And this has actually really got me seriously thinking about selling, because this is a lot that I could sell to people and not feel bad about it. The various things that I reconstituted here, I would because sometimes I reconstitute a build and you see me do it, and the pieces are, you know, fair to midland, not like, you know, better than almost perfect. And I would feel I feel bad that I'm selling somebody a used set that I got from wherever, one of my lots, and the pieces aren't good. I'd rather sell to people that are interested sets that are good, and the pieces are good. Again, like, do I need this? But who would want to buy this, right? There's that too, right? Who's gonna want to buy this set? I mean, I could look online and I could look at whatever, and who would want to buy this set? I mean, this is my 3rd or 4th copy that I built in the last 4 or 5 years, and I know I had one when I was a kid, which I never rebuilt yet. Basically, I'd be looking at selling the Technic sets, and seriously, who's going to want the 8851 modified and the 8844 helicopter? It's not a coveted set, right? So it comes down to the space sets, which I want to keep overall. But I do want to make a pricing net zero of my lots that I collect, and get. And knowing what I paid for it, I wouldn't mind getting that money back. So I am open to people saying, "Oh, I want that set," and, you know, whatever, we can negotiate the price. I was actually thinking, pontificating, that I would say on the YouTube channel, say, "Hey, I got this 8844 here, and whoever wants it, you know, here it is, and you can see all the pieces," and I would take it apart and put it in a bag and ship it to you, blah blah blah, if that would be of interest to people, or thereabouts. Because again, I had a Cosmic Fleet Voyager that I got in a lot like over a year ago, and one of my friends was watching this, and they said, "Dave, I've never had that set before." And I said, "Well, what's the Bricklink lowest price right now for a Cosmic Fleet Voyager?" And just running it down to the nearest zero. Because again, no box, no instructions. Here's just a Cosmic Fleet Voyager, and you can keep it. And so I actually sold it to him for what, the lowest price of Bricklink minus whatever, to get it down to the, because I don't want to deal with change. They're happy, and I was happy. And I do remember that, and I felt good about that one, because that was a very good, high-quality Cosmic Fleet Voyager that I got in that lot. But the sale of that Cosmic Fleet Voyager covered the cost of the entire lot that I bought, which I also liked, because the person that I bought it from wasn't going to reconstitute the sets, and they didn't know, and I had to order pieces to reconstitute the Cosmic Fleet Voyager to make it, you know, 100%. And I don't mind putting that kind of work in, because it makes good videos. I mean, I don't mind making the videos, like I did here. The good part about all this is I didn't have to order anything off of Bricklink. I got all these pieces, any pieces that I was missing, and there was very few pieces that were missing, but I got all the pieces that were missing from my collection. Again, I don't have any more, as people like to point out, I don't have any more trans red antennas. I don't. And there are some pieces that I fell short on, and I do have to make a bricklink order at some point. But I do not mind. I like the idea in my headspace now of actually selling sets, lots that I've reconstituted to people who ask. I do not want to open up a bricklink store. I do not want the overhead. My life is busy as it is, and asked my two friends that. I had to wait a long time to get parts and pieces from me. But you are getting parts and pieces below bricklink average, or lowest price, and you're getting a set that I reconstitute. So anyway, it is still in the works. It's still an idea that I'm working on. I do like the idea, and I'm getting more used to the idea. My thing is, what I know is going to happen, because I got a lot of sets in the garage in baggies, and they are, but most people are going to want the classic space sets, and I'd rather sell the Castle, the Town, the Technic sets first, but then nobody wants those. So anyway, that's it. I'm not going to waste any more of your time talking about my problems about getting rid of sets. But I do, and I mentioned this numerous times, I do want to downsize, because I do have 7 or 8 totes in the garage that are just full of sets, reconstituted, and they're all in Ziplocs. And you've seen, because I did the review of all the sets, all the classic space sets from 6800 to 6991. They're all in the garage in bags. And totes, and that's not even close to all of them that I have in the garage right now. So I do have to do something, and my want to do this now is I still have the energy and the wherewithal to do it now, because the older I get, that's disappearing. I realized after the show, and I mentioned this the other day when I did the show last weekend, that I'm not as young as I used to be. I mean, I'm perfectly healthy, which is fantastic, except for this cold that I have right now. I'm perfectly healthy. There's nothing on the radar that says I'm not healthy, which is perfect, because I do get a physical every single year, and I always seem to pass the physical with, I won't say flying colors, but the numbers are straight across the board where they're supposed to be. But that's not going to last. And I don't know when it's not, nobody knows the time or place. And so I don't want this to be a burden when I'm less capable of taking care of it. So that's a whole other topic, but it's where I am right now in my life. And so, if you guys have any ideas about what you want, or if you've seen something in any of my old videos that you might think that is relatively interesting, I don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff. I just might start putting it on Marketplace, and see what happens. I don't mind selling the 8844, and that's a pretty mint 8844. I don't mind selling the 8844 because I know I can build another one, because I can build one. And the 727, I don't mind selling that either. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. So that's it. That's all. I am going to go to bed now. And I want everybody out there to stay safe. Everybody out there to take care. Because I do appreciate you. Even if you don't respond or say anything in the chat, doesn't matter to me. You don't have to respond to me. I have a lot of new people watching these videos from the last show, which is fantastic. I do tend to go on, just to give you a heads up, as we are 24 minutes in this. But I do appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who watches these videos. I don't think I say that enough. I do appreciate everybody who watches these videos. And in the end, you don't have to say anything. I'm still going to make them. So that's it. I will talk to you guys soon. Log and prosper, and stay safe.